I'll tell you what, that road shape hasn't changed one bit.
He is the most interesting man in Milwaukee.
And there was this one, which is a Honda, which was a magnesium chassis.
Or at the very least,
because my helmet was covered in oil.
One of them.
I mean, for an old codger, I'm having a good time.
The gearbox broke coming out of 4 and Rick...
David Hobbs enjoys running his car dealership, something he's been doing for 23 years.
Running towards start-finish line was David Hobbs, the winner of the first heat by 2.
He enjoys motorsports and reflecting on his own storied racing career.
Then, of course, the old story, I couldn't pass him on the straight. I knew if we could just get around him, then we can start picking up. Where did I get him in? I got him in. No, when he left something.
Which saw him run all around the world in several types of cars. Even finishing 5th in the Indy 500 in 1974.
Everybody said, you know, could they have a finish like they did last year when the finish was actually less than 2 seconds between the leaders? But
David Hobbs enjoys broadcasting too.
Bounced off each other about 3 times, and I've never seen a display like this in Open.
He's been doing it for 35 years.
This is unbelievable in open wheel racing to knock each other about like that.
He's about to do it on the silver screen.
Welcome to the World Grand Prix.
Again, when John Lasseter, the chief creative officer at Pixar Animation, was ready to cast the voices for it.
Cars 2.
Cars 2, he wanted Hobbs. And the character of announcer David Hobbscap,
yeah, I can see the resemblance.
was created.
Oh, that's funny right there.
The car dealer, former racer, broadcaster from Milwaukee, went to Pixar Studios in California for what amounted to about an hour of actual voice work.
But of course, it's all very exact because obviously the car is going to mouth what I say, so you've got to say exactly the right words. You can't just drop in the odd word.
Gonna go kaboom!
Cars 2 figures to draw more widespread acclaim than Hobbs' only other movie appearance.
Am I missing something?
Well, unless we have a major wreck or some sort of caution flag, this is...
Playing himself in the booth in the 1983 Burt Reynolds movie, Stroker Ace.
Well, Stroker must be in trouble. He's been passed by at least 4 cars. His car looks okay, but we'll send someone down for a pit report to keep you informed.
The only real reason I sort of said I'd do it was because I thought I'd meet Lonnie Anderson. Of course, never did see it.
Unbelievable.
So that was a waste of time.
David Hobbs is always willing to talk auto racing at the drop of a hat. Here at his dealership in Glendale, he tries to personally connect with as many of his customers as possible. That accessibility, that connectivity comes across in his voice, too.
You're sitting so low in his Formula 1 car.
And then you just drove away.
Like everybody, when you hear your own voice, you actually hate it. It doesn't sound very good to me. But it is fairly distinctive, and obviously I've kept the English accent.
Just over a minute. One of these 2 guys is going to be the new NASCAR champion.
And I think that's why John Lasseter chose me.
A few races before that to kind of...
One thing has led to another so many times in Hobbs' professional life that one can only imagine what's next.
Well, I think when the film is announced, obviously the directors around the world will be knocking on the door here, and I expect they'll be taking me off to all sorts of exotic locations to work with all sorts of exotic ladies.
Oh, you've got to be joking.
Finish off my career in the way it should be finished off.
David Hobbs, a guy who loves to run up.
I practiced both. Well, this was pretty horrible to drive.
In Glendale, Tim Van Voren, Fox 6 Sports.